1980, we was GDP number, I think, 12 globally, and then in 2016 we are number 20.
Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud was born into a world defined by both tradition and transformation. As the son of King Salman bin Abdulaziz, he grew up in the luxurious and deeply influential corridors of the Saudi royal family, observing the intricacies of governance, diplomacy, and power from an early age. Encircled by the customs of a kingdom that values lineage, loyalty, and religious heritage, he quickly learned how every decision at the top ripples outward. He saw firsthand how the political and financial spheres intersect, shaping national policy and enabling those at the helm to enjoy immense wealth. Yet, as he matured, he also realized that the world's gaze fell upon the House of Saud with curiosity and sometimes criticism, prompting him to forge a personal identity balanced between upholding tradition and embracing a bold new vision for Saudi Arabia. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Even before officially taking on significant political power, Mohammed bin Salman's life was characterized by privilege. Lavish palaces, private jets, and access to the world's most exclusive events were ordinary aspects of his upbringing. From a young age, he was educated in the kingdom's best institutions, and his family's affluence gave him opportunities to travel to different continents. These experiences exposed him to a spectrum of global cultures, which he would later integrate into his plans to modernize the kingdom. His exposure to international business circles, combined with conversations with world leaders who visited Riyadh, expanded his sense of possibility. He came to believe that Saudi Arabia, long anchored by oil revenues and conservative social norms, had the potential to transform into a diversified economy and a more dynamic society. Luxury was merely a backdrop to that broader ambition. After his father ascended to the throne, Mohammed bin Salman rose swiftly in the kingdom's power structure. By his early 30s, he was orchestrating sweeping reforms and taking on a range of titles, including Minister of Defense and Chair of the Council for Economic and Development Affairs. Perhaps the most significant appointment was his status as Crown Prince, placing him in direct line to lead the kingdom. With this position came an extraordinary level of wealth at his personal disposal. The House of Saud's collective wealth is often discussed in terms of billions, and as one of its most prominent members, Mohammed bin Salman wields the kind of financial influence that allows for staggering personal purchases and state-led megaprojects. Accounts of his purchases are the stuff of global headlines, reflecting both the allure and the controversy of this level of opulence. Art has always been a status symbol among the extremely wealthy, and Mohammed bin Salman is no exception. Reports emerge that he was the mysterious buyer of Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi, a painting that fetched over $450 million at auction. The transaction captured the world's fascination, partly because it demonstrated an intense appetite for cultural assets in corners of the Middle East that historically might not have been associated with Renaissance art. Though details surrounding the purchase remain cloaked in secrecy, the fact that the Crown Prince is rumored to own such a masterpiece underscores how diversified his tastes are. Such acquisitions also highlight a broader strategy of demonstrating cultural sophistication, drawing attention not solely to oil wealth or real estate, but to the highest echelons of the global art market. Beyond aesthetics, such purchases can be diplomatic signals, indicating that the kingdom seeks to align itself with worldwide cultural sophistication. Another symbol of his extravagant lifestyle is the yacht known as the Serene. Reportedly acquired for hundreds of millions of dollars, the vessel is reputed to be a floating palace fitted with every luxury one might imagine. This includes helipads, a submarine, and numerous swimming pools. From the vantage of this opulent ship, Mohammed bin Salman has likely hosted elite guests, forging ties that straddle both pleasure and business. The yacht, gleaming as it navigates international waters, serves as a potent representation of what Saudi oil wealth can command. While some question the ethical implications of such extravagant spending in a region facing various social and economic challenges, others see it as a manifestation of personal choice that comes with virtually unlimited resources. Within Saudi Arabia, his life is anchored by palatial residences that blend traditional Arabian architecture with cutting-edge technology. These estates, spanning many acres, are lush with landscaped gardens and filled with hand-picked furnishings. Security is paramount, with advanced surveillance systems and private guard forces ensuring the safety of the royals who reside there. Landscaped grounds often feature artificial lakes, stables, and even private zoos in some instances. While each residence might project a traditional facade in keeping with the kingdom's cultural norms, the interiors boast the trappings of contemporary extravagance. Distinct wings of these residences are equipped for receiving guests ranging from high-ranking government officials to international royalty and business magnates, reflecting how diplomacy and entertainment often intertwine among the nation's elite. Automobiles remain a staple of many billionaires' lifestyles, and Mohammed bin Salman's garages reportedly house collections that would make any enthusiast envious. These collections are said to feature an array of vehicles, from elite European marques to specially commissioned custom models. Some rumors suggest that he owns limited edition hypercars that are rarely seen on public roads, each exemplifying the engineering prowess of top-tier manufacturers. The cars are not just possessions, they are symbols of status and an illustration of his personal taste for rarity and innovation. In a region where highways are vast and meticulously maintained, these vehicles represent power and exclusivity. The fact that the Crown Prince can commission unique specifications or have entire lines of vehicles made to his exact preferences reinforces the idea that, for a figure of his stature, even the minor details can be tailored to personal whim. The Crown Prince's wealth also intersects with his political agenda in transformative ways. One of his most ambitious undertakings is Vision 2030, a sweeping plan aimed at reducing Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil, diversifying its economy, and opening up new social spaces within the kingdom. This endeavor involves massive infrastructure projects, including NEOM, a futuristic megacity designed to showcase renewable energy, technology, and cutting-edge urban planning. With a projected cost estimated in the hundreds of billions of dollars, NEOM has captured global attention, both for its ambition and its potential to redefine the region's economic trajectory. The endeavor is funded by the kingdom's vast resources, often channeled through the Public Investment Fund, PIF, over which Mohammed bin Salman exerts tremendous influence. For him, these mega-projects symbolize more than economic diversification. They represent an effort to brand Saudi Arabia as a modern hub for innovation. Alongside these endeavors, technological investments have become a hallmark of Mohammed bin Salman's financial reach. Under his direction, the PIF has pumped billions into global tech giants, venture capital funds, and emerging startups. Public deals with companies like Uber signaled that Saudi money would play a visible role in Silicon Valley's ecosystem, while other, more discreet investments further broadened the kingdom's global tech footprint. These allocations are part of a strategic vision to pivot from an oil-centric economy to one that capitalizes on innovation and the knowledge economy. The Crown Prince's enthusiasm for technology is not purely about returns. It is also about positioning the kingdom to remain relevant in a rapidly evolving world. By backing ambitious tech entrepreneurs and game-changing ideas, he hopes to secure a role for Saudi Arabia in shaping the future of global industries, from autonomous vehicles to artificial intelligence. The luxurious lifestyle often takes an interesting turn in the realm of entertainment and cultural events. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has relaxed certain restrictions, paving the way for events that would have been unthinkable in the kingdom just a decade ago. Major concerts, international sporting events, and film festivals have all found space in Mohammed bin Salman's Saudi Arabia. The Crown Prince's personal touch is evident in the way these events are organized and promoted. He aims to reshape the kingdom's global image from a conservative oil monarchy into a place that can host everything from heavyweight boxing matches to high-profile car races. Critics suggest these moves function as a carefully orchestrated public relations campaign to portray a modernizing monarchy, but supporters argue that it is a long overdue cultural awakening, fueling new forms of entertainment and injecting fresh energy into the national economy. Philanthropy is another important dimension of Mohammed bin Salman's public persona, though it unfolds in parallel with his lavish expenditures. Inspired by Islamic values that emphasize charity, the royal family has a long tradition of offering donations and building endowments for educational, medical, and humanitarian projects. Mohammed bin Salman's philanthropic efforts have included initiatives to promote entrepreneurship among Saudi youth, address housing shortages, and support various social programs. Some see these acts as attempts to foster goodwill and generate a more favorable global perception of the kingdom, while others argue that the scale of giving, even when immense, is overshadowed by the magnitude of personal luxury and mega-project budgets. Nonetheless, in a region grappling with issues like youth unemployment, these philanthropic initiatives can have tangible effects on the lives of many Saudis, signaling that the wealth wielded by the Crown Prince can provide more than personal indulgence. Media coverage of Mohammed bin Salman has made his personal life the subject of ceaseless speculation. Revelations about his art acquisitions, his yachts, and the rumored lavish celebrations he hosts often stir debate about the moral responsibility of royalty. Critics question whether one person should hold so much authority and fortune, especially in a nation still dealing with a range of socioeconomic challenges. Yet it is this same absolute power that enables him to push forward reforms with a speed and scope that would be impossible in more decentralized political systems. Supporters hail his capacity for decisive action, highlighting changes such as allowing women to drive and opening the economy to foreign investors. This mixture of absolute wealth, rapid modernization, and cultural shifts creates a dynamic in which opulence coexists with attempts at national transformation. Much of the debate swirling around Mohammed bin Salman stems from controversies that overshadow his image in the international arena. The tragic killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul is one of the most significant episodes in recent memory. International investigations and widespread media coverage pointed in the direction of higher-level complicity. Despite global outcry, diplomatic relations persisted, largely because of Saudi Arabia's strategic and economic significance on the world stage. The deep pockets and significant oil reserves that Mohammed bin Salman manages secure alliances and trade deals that prove resilient, even amid turmoil. Within the kingdom, open criticism of the royal family remains dangerous, limiting the scope of debate over any missteps or abuses. This environment underscores that the lavish wealth on display serves not just personal comfort, but also fortifies a system where external pressure is counterbalanced by substantial financial clout. Amid these controversies, it is also worth recognizing the cultural and social shifts unfolding inside Saudi Arabia. Women's rights, entertainment, and tourism have expanded in ways that are groundbreaking for the traditionally conservative kingdom. Mohammed bin Salman spearheads these changes with a fervor that stands in stark contrast to his predecessors. Women can now attend sports events, drive cars, and pursue employment in sectors previously off-limits. Cinemas have reopened, and foreign tourists are being encouraged to explore Saudi Arabia's historical sites. In parallel, large-scale events like music festivals and film showcases are making headlines, illustrating a drive to nurture a more cosmopolitan society. These developments can seem contradictory when weighed against the monarchy's reputation for censorship and repression of dissent. Still, they demonstrate that the vast wealth and absolute authority of the Crown Prince can be harnessed to engineer rapid societal transformations, for better or worse. A key feature of Mohammed bin Salman's global strategy is the courting of foreign investment and talent. With the public investment fund at his disposal, he has the capacity to engage in high-profile deals that bolster the kingdom's influence in a variety of sectors. The wealth he commands enables him to meet with international power brokers on an equal footing. Doors open quickly when the financing capabilities are as vast as those under his control. This financial leverage also plays a role in foreign policy, with economic partnerships overlapping diplomatic ties in nuanced ways. For instance, forging relationships with major corporations or co-investing in large-scale infrastructure initiatives abroad can deepen alliances that go beyond conventional diplomacy. Critics allege that such deals can function as soft power tactics, leveraging enormous capital to gain influence in boardrooms and governments globally. One cannot examine the Crown Prince's extravagant life without considering the role of oil in shaping the economic landscape. Since the discovery of petroleum in Saudi Arabia, the national wealth has swelled to heights that have endowed the royal family with resources unmatched by many other ruling houses in history. Today, while the world discusses the need for renewable energy and reducing carbon emissions, Saudi Arabia remains one of the largest oil producers. This reality ensures that any meaningful transition away from oil will require years, if not decades, to complete. Despite the rhetoric of diversifying the economy, the kingdom's budget still leans heavily on oil revenues. Mohammed bin Salman's vast personal expenditures are, in no small part, supported by the same foundation. The result is a balancing act, championing solar power, tech ventures, and tourism on one hand, while continuing to rely on petroleum exports to finance these ambitions on the other. His family connections also merit attention when investigating the scope of his riches. The House of Saud is a sprawling extended family that has been at the core of the kingdom's governance for generations. That interconnected web provides a network of supporters, though it has not always been without internal friction. By centralizing power, Mohammed bin Salman has faced pushback from cousins and other high-profile family members who, in earlier eras, had more latitude. Reports of luxurious detention facilities within the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh, where wealthy princes and businessmen were confined during an anti-corruption crackdown, reveal how power can pivot overnight. While the official line was a cleanup operation against financial malpractice, critics argued it served as a purge of potential rivals. In the process, billions of dollars were reportedly recovered for the state, reinforcing the crown prince's grip on the resources that shape every aspect of life in the kingdom. International visits encapsulate the interplay of wealth and power that defines the daily reality for Mohammed bin Salman. Whether he is meeting with Western political leaders or touring Asian countries, he steps off private planes into meticulously choreographed receptions. Motorcades stretch across city blocks, and major corporate executives jostle for an audience. Agreements worth billions can be signed in a single day, focusing on areas such as defense, energy, and technology. These international tours are not mere diplomatic journeys, they also serve as showcases for Saudi Arabia's evolving narrative. The Crown Prince often articulates his vision of a new Saudi Arabia during these trips, highlighting massive investment opportunities and urging multinational corporations to place their faith in the kingdom's reforms. Behind each handshake lies the understanding that he wields immense resources, and partnerships could be beneficial for all parties involved, though they also bring scrutiny to corporations partnering with a regime known for its restrictive social policies and controversial foreign interventions. Glimpses into the Crown Prince's personal leisure often involve retinues of close friends and associates. Exclusive events in exotic locales, from private islands in the Maldives to luxury retreats in the south of France, offer respite from the demands of ruling. These gatherings can be arenas where networking converges with pleasure, as visiting dignitaries and influential business figures join a select group for high-end entertainment. Gourmet chefs, flown in from global culinary capitals, prepare meals that fuse international flavors with Arabian traditions. Elaborate banquets might lead to late-night discussions about deals that can shift entire sectors. Rumors occasionally swirl about parties with guarded privacy, fueling tabloid speculation. While the Crown Prince rarely speaks openly about these more intimate gatherings, their existence perpetuates the mystique that surrounds such staggering wealth. The idea that new policies and partnerships might be casually brokered over caviar and fine dates only heightens the sense that power can move in elusive ways. Within the kingdom, the transformations set in motion by Mohammed bin Salman also influence the younger generation of Saudis who grow up in a world markedly different from that of their parents. Social media has played a significant role in amplifying both the Crown Prince's initiatives and the criticisms directed against them. Young Saudis, raised amidst globalized pop culture and internet connectivity, appear receptive to a narrative that melds tradition with a quest for modern experiences. Music festivals and entertainment venues, once unimaginable, are now accessible. This shift in cultural tone parallels the personal wealth displayed by the royal family. Today, the idea that an individual from the kingdom's leadership can own a $500 million painting or a similarly priced yacht seems less shocking within an environment that is increasingly shaped by global consumerism. Yet the parallel presence of conservative norms remains undeniable. The careful balance of open expression and top-down control reveals the complexities of a kingdom in flux. The Crown Prince's role in reshaping the Middle East extends beyond domestic reform and personal extravagance. In places like Yemen, Saudi intervention has garnered international condemnation for the humanitarian toll. Critics regard it as evidence that a lavish lifestyle does not equate to benevolent leadership. The Crown Prince, however, frames regional interventions as part of a broader security agenda, contending that Saudi Arabia has the right to protect itself and its neighbors from destabilizing forces. The wealth at his disposal translates into cutting-edge military hardware, much of it acquired from the United States and European nations. This underscores that the same resources used to fund NEOM and grand art purchases also empower the kingdom's armed forces, enabling it to wage high-intensity campaigns. The tension between progressive social reforms and wartime strategies continues to color outside perceptions of Mohammed bin Salman, leaving the global community divided on his overall legacy. Yet it is impossible to deny the fascination surrounding his financial might. Even in a world where billionaires abound, few individuals maintain direct access to a national treasury of such proportions. The scale of personal expenditures carries consequences that range from how diplomacy is conducted to how global capital flows. While some consider him a forward-thinking reformer whose actions are reshaping one of the most conservative countries on earth, others see a ruler quick to suppress dissent, employing the kingdom's resources to fortify his personal authority. Both sides of the argument intersect around one undeniable truth. Mohammed bin Salman has used his wealth and power to carve out a position as one of the most influential figures in the Middle East, with ripple effects felt far beyond the region. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us? What are your thoughts on Mohammed bin Salman's lifestyle? What do you expect happens next? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.